ID for everything, but that's why they know where you live.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. How's everyone doing on this Monday raining afternoon? I live in Orlando and it's currently raining right now. It's been raining throughout the whole day. I don't know where you guys at, but please give a shout out and let me know where you're from. And thank you so much for joining me live. And before I get started, you guys, I want to give you the latest update on Tyler Robinson. Even though the trial has not started yet, and I believe it's going to start in May of this year, but I will definitely double check that. But I believe it's in May, so don't quote me, but I believe it is in May. I just want to give you some new information about the Tyler Robinson defense team. Now, apparently, there was an autopsy and Charlie Kirk, and they pulled out fragments from Charlie Kirk, not the bullet, but fragments. So apparently that Tyler Robinson defense team didn't want to present it. They wanted to hide it from the public, one, and two, not to present it during the court hearings. And the judge just like, no. So he actually released the 4-page documents, and I'm going to read it to you. And I don't understand what's going on. This 4-page document is really going to help Tyler Robinson, but it seemed like it's the complete opposite, that his defense team is not presenting that or letting the media know, which is pretty weird and odd to me. But take a look at the document, and I'm going to read it to you. Okay. So the judge released the court documents that the defense team wanted to conceal and not share with the public, which that's just weird. And this information helps Tyler Robinson. His defense team is trying to prosecute him and not, basically it will help his case. But take a listen to the, I'm going to read to you the evidence, not the evidence, but the evidence that will help him. So it says argument that public access would lead to bias and tainted for the jury pool. The underlying motion discusses that attach a 4-page ATF report on comparison between the bullet jacket fragment covered during an autopsy of Charlie Kirk and a rifle recovered by the law enforcement. The results of the comparison was inconclusive. Then the defense counsel does not explain how this evidence could tainted or bias the juror pool. Instead, the defense argues that the evidence is extraordinary. Hopefully I'm saying it right. So basically, in layman's terms, and my understanding is that what they are saying, that the bullet fragment that they found, it could not be 100% confirmed that the fragment was fired by the rifle that they said that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. And then it says this would completely exonerate Tyler, but his defense team is not using that. And that's, to me, that's like proof of innocence, but the defense team is not using it or sharing it to the media. And the teams are aware of this whole motion. So my question to you guys, why? That's just weird. If that was my defense attorney and they're not going to use this to exonerate me because it's just fragments, it's not even the bullet, I want to get another lawyer. And I even said it many times, you guys, that Tyler is not going to make it, meaning that he's not going to make it to trial. They're going to kill him. They're going to make it look like a suicide, because by reading this 4-page ATF document, the test results saying it's unconclusive, meaning that it's just fragments, meaning that they don't know if the fragment is related to the rifle. That would help him. That would help Tyler Robinson. Now, I made it very clear, and I said it from the beginning. I don't think Tyler Robinson is innocent here. Okay, I believe that he has some common knowledge of what went down, or what was going to happen to Charlie Kirk. But did he pull the trigger? No, he did not pull the trigger. Okay, he was a decoy. Okay, and for his defense team not using that, that's pretty odd to me. To me, that makes me to believe that that's setting him up. Someone paid his attorney to set him up, to fail and not to win this case. Because if they did the test right, and evidence is showing that fragments is recovered during the autopsy of Charlie Kirk, and they're saying that the comparison was inconclusive, that tells me that you have nothing on me. One, he did not confess. Two, he did not turn himself in, even though they said that he did. There's no proof of that because they got rid of it. They got rid of the footage of him walking into the police precinct and turning himself in. That's a lie. Two, the results came out to be inconclusive. Now, do you remember what Andrew Corbett said in his tweet back on September 20th? Okay, that and I'm gonna pull it up for you. Let me just remove this. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is what he said. He said his bone was so healthy and density was so impressive that he is like the man of steel. It should have just gone through and through. It is likely he would have killed those standing behind him too. In the end, the coroner did not find a bullet. Excuse me. In the end, the coroner did find a bullet just beneath the skin, which that's not true, by the way. That is absolutely incorrect and false. The bullet was not underneath the skin. It was the fragment. So he lied. Erica Kirk lied too, because Erica Kirk, they both said that Charlie Kirk's neck was a man of steel. They said the surgeon said that when Candace Owens caught Erica, and she realized that Erica is the one that said that, and Andrew Corbett is the one that repeated it back. Because no surgeon will say that. That's a HIPAA violation, first of all, okay? And for them to say that, that's blatantly a lie, because it just discredits what Andrew Corbett tweeted on September 20th and what Erica Kirk said. It just discredits what they both said. Both are lying. Because according to the results, it's inconclusive. And how, my thing is too, and I'm not a lawyer here. I'm not a lawyer, but I do have common sense and I can read between the lines. My thing is, you guys, how the defense team of Tyler Robinson, and that would lead to a bias or tint the jury pool. If a jury hears this, right, and if I'm a juror, right, and I'm hearing this and saying that the fragment is inconclusive, it's not comparing to the rifle that shot Charlie Kirk, I'm gonna think, well, maybe this man didn't have nothing to do with it, and his defense team is saying complete opposite. This is not right. They're setting this man up. Okay, I'm just telling you, this is just the gut feeling that I'm having. They're setting him up, and if I was Tyler Robinson, I would say, I'm firing them. They have to go. They got to go. These defense team, they have to go. I want a new lawyer. I want a new representation, because they trying to set me up to fail. They're not even presenting this to the courts. The judge had to say something because they were trying to conceal it. And on top of that, they're not even saying it to the mainstream media. They're not saying it out there. They're not even reporting it to the news outlet, to the public, to share this. It had to take the judge to do this. So that makes me to believe that they don't want Tyler Robinson to be innocent here. They want a plea deal, not a plea deal, a verdict of guilty instead of not guilty. Okay, I don't know what's going on. This is how lawyers work. That's how the defense team work. This is why I don't like lawyers, because they're very sketchy. They're not really trustworthy. Because why would you do that? Unless someone's paying his defense team to make it believe that they're on Tyler Robinson's side, but they're really not. So basically, in my opinion, I feel like they're just trying to do the bare minimum because someone paid them underneath the rug. Someone paid him. Listen, just pretend that you think he's innocent. Pretend that you're helping him. But I want you to taint, his case or whatever. And like I said, and I stand by this, that man is not going to make it alive. Okay, he is not going to make it alive. They're going to kill him. One, two, they're going to make it look like a suicide, or he's just going to disappear. Those are those three options. Those are the three options I have that I can think of. If you can think of more, please let me know and drop it in the comment, because I don't know why his defense team will do that. I don't know why he's not saying anything. If that was me and my life is on the line, and I may get the lethal injection for killing a conservative man, a Christian man, and I know I did not pull the trigger, I'm going to fight for my life. I don't give a shit if you threaten my family, whoever. No. The answer is no. And I don't even know what that means. No. No. This is my life on the line. And if you're not going to represent me the best of your ability, you're fired. Boy, bye. That's what I would have said. I'm sorry. I'm not risking that, but I don't know. And I don't know what's in Tyler Robinson's head. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't even know if he's aware of this, but I just wanted to share that small information to you guys, and let you know about that. It's just crazy. It is crazy. We're just going to wait and see what pans out. But I kept saying it this year that this man may not make it alive to trial. Okay, because if they're saying this, and this is public record, you guys, you can pull this up and you can see it for yourself. And I did read it to you guys. That I'm going to read it to you again. And it says the results of the comparison was inconclusive. The defense counsel does not explain how this evidence could tinted or bias the jurors. Again, I don't know how. Again, how can I mess up the juror? How can this be biased? That doesn't make any sense. That's proof of his innocence. But they don't want that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. It doesn't look right. It looks very suspicious from the get-go. From the text chain, text letter exchange between Tyler and Lance, from the saying that it was a 30-06 that hit Charlie Kirk, from the rifle, they couldn't find a rifle, and they had a dog in the area, and the dogs couldn't find the rifle. The next the FBI agents found it. Looks suspicious. Like I said, everything is just fake and gang. Everything was planted. I believe this is military operation took Charlie Kirk down, and now they're trying to pin it on this man. Okay, this man. And like I said, I believe he had some type of common knowledge. I believe he knows something about the Charlie Kirk assassination, but did he pull the trigger? No, he did not. Moving on. Now I'm going to talk to you about Kouri Richins. Okay, I have not followed the trial, to be honest with you, but I did heard about this case, and I have to say, listen, any marriage is not perfect. Okay, you're going to have your struggles when it comes to marriage. Okay, you're going to have your highs, your lows, your ups and downs, trials and tribulations. Marriage is not easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and patience and putting your time and energy and everything. It's like everything you do in life, right? And you think you marry someone and you think you know that person. You think you know that person very well, and you think that this is the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, have children with, grow old with, and then sometimes, once the kids are out of the house and then you're empty nesters, things shift. Things are different now. You guys are probably not the same person that you were 10 years ago or 20 years ago or a decade ago. It depends on when you guys met. And people have different, I'm not going to say ideas, different perspective when it comes to life. You want to evolve. Things are different. The partner that you married is probably fallen out of love with that person. The love is not there. The chemistry is not there, and that's perfectly fine. That's normal. That's human nature. My thing is, I don't understand why people have to kill. Why do you have to kill your significant other if you're unhappy? If you're unhappy and the marriage is not going well, some couples, they stay because of the kids, especially if your kids are young and you don't want to have a broken home family. I get that. And you want to wait until the kids are grown and out to college, and then you go your separate ways, not get divorced, but go your separate ways. Because most couples, they do that. Their children are out the house and their couples live their separate life. They don't get divorced. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of couples, they don't want to get a divorce because it's just too much hassle, too much money involved, this and that. So they just live separately and try to live their best life, which I recommend is just stupid. It is dumb because you technically still married. So even though you have your own place and your significant other has their own place, you're still married. And even though you're dating, you're still married. Get a divorce. It's not that expensive. It depends what state you live in. I'm just saying get a divorce. It makes no sense to go separately, live separate lives, but you're still technically married. Anyway, I never understood that. That makes no sense to me, but to each his own. But my thing is back to Courtney, okay? I just don't understand. If your marriage is not going well and you're unhappy, why kill? Why kill someone? And the most motivated thing when people do that is money, it's custody battle, it's a lot of things. But I don't understand, and again, I'm not a therapist here, and I'm not a psych, but I just want to understand this. I want to what's the word? To comprehend this. Things get tough, you know what I mean? Like you with someone and you guys have a fallout and things don't work out, and then your husband or your wife make your life a living hell, especially if you have like properties, access to with each other, money and stuff like that, and you have to divide it, children. It can be a headache. It can be. I never dealt with that, but I've seen other people go through it, and outside looking in, it can be a hassle. And a lot of people don't want to deal with that. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the court fees, going back and forth, and it's two separate entities. Okay, you have the divorce, and then you have the custody battle with the children. And it can be overwhelming, to be honest with you. It can be stressful. It can be a lot. You know what I mean? It can take a toll on anybody. You're human. However, with that case, do you have to kill someone for it? That's the thing I don't understand. With this woman, a 39-year-old, mother of three, lives in Utah, okay, Mormon, and allegedly killed her husband, Kouri Richins, 35-year-old, okay, and drugged him with fentanyl, allegedly. I don't understand this. And they don't, I would like to, do they really think about the consequences? Do they really think that they're going to get away with it? Like they actually not going to get caught? That's the thing I don't understand. And the boys, at the end of the day, the boys suffer. One, they lost a father. Two, their mother, Kouri, is fighting for her life because allegedly she killed her husband with fentanyl. She poisoned him first with what cocktail? Let me remember this. Tell you the cocktail that she drugged him in. This was on Valentine's Day. She made him a Valentine's dinner, and afterwards, she's put something in his drink. And what was the drink name? I never even heard of this drink, to be honest with you. But now I wrote this down. Give me a second, you guys, because there's so much I can retain and so much I can remember, and I just want to make sure that what I say is correctly. Okay, so Courtney told her authorities that on the night that Eric died, she had given him a Moscow Mule drink and served it to him in his bed, and then she went to sleep with one of the sons, and then she woke up and she suffered from a night terrors, the son, that when she went back into their bedroom, she checked on Eric and he was unresponsive, cold to the touch, according to Kouri, excuse me. Okay, the first attempt this is the first attempt that she tried to poison her husband. The second time she put some fentanyl in his sandwich. And the thing I don't understand is Eric, when he was alive, he had an inkling. He had a type of suspicion that his wife was trying to kill him. His wife was trying to poison him. Now, if you told your friends, okay, your guy friends, right, why would you stay? And I'm not blaming Eric here, but if you had some type of inkling and you had a feeling that your wife was trying to poison you, let alone you told your friends, you would think, I'm just saying, you would think that you would do some type of investigation. You would check that out, try to pan it out to make sure. If I had an inkling that my husband was trying to kill me, trying to poison me, and I told my friends, you think I'm not going to try to do some type of investigation to see if that's really true or not? And I would keep my eyes wide open, make sure, sniffing the drain, the food, and if he tried to cook me dinner or whatever, I just throw it out. I just thought I'd make my own sandwich. If you make me a drink, a cocktail, I just pretend I'm drinking and just throw it out. But he didn't do that, which is very odd. If he had some suspicions of his wife, I just don't understand why he didn't like do some type of investigation. Again, I'm not blaming Eric. May his soul rest in peace. And it's just really sad and unfortunate this 35-year-old man lost his life because he trusted his wife, and they were married for 9 years. 9 years. Lived in Utah, like I said. He had a great, successful business. She was a realtor herself. So it's not like they were poor. They were really actually making good money and had a good home and everything. But apparently she was just not happy. And she was in debt, which I'm going to share with you more. And she was having an affair. I don't understand this. Like, if you're not happy with your marriage and you know there's going to be a custody battle, you might as well cut your ties and then fight for your kids. Why kill the person and thinking you're going to get away with it? Don't you know that when you kill your spouse, you're the number one suspect? It's always the wife or the husband. This is not, and I don't know what it is. And this is before the whole thing with Charlie Kirk thing, but this is not Erica Kirk. Obviously, she got away with it, allegedly, okay? So Erica Kirk, she has people. She has people around her. She has connection, so she can get away with a lot of stuff, okay? This, I don't understand why this woman thinking that she can just allegedly poison her husband, gave him 5 times of fentanyl. Then a couple of days later, this woman wrote a children's book about grief. Isn't that something? Listen, if I'm going to commit a crime, I'm going to lay low. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to do anything. But this woman, and I'm going to show you a picture of it. This is the book that she wrote to help her and her son. Oh, let me remove this. I'm so sorry, guys. Isn't that something? So this is it. Are You With Me? This is a children's book that she wrote for her son, her boys, after her husband just got killed. Who does that? And then after that, she got arrested. Okay, it's just crazy. She wrote a children's book about grief, about his death, and the title is called "Are You With Me?" to help her 3 boys. And then she was charged a couple of days later. She was charged with first-degree murder. Just 2 months, just 2 months after the book was published, Kouri has been arrested for murder of her husband. Okay, and ever since that, bail was denied, so she was in jail for a year and a half until the trial started, which actually is currently starting right now. Again, like I said, I have not followed the trial. However, I heard about this case about the woman in Utah allegedly poisoned her husband. And this is what they're saying. Allegedly, she took out $250,000 line of credit. It's crazy. Withdraw $100,000 from his account. Spend $30,000 with his credit card. This woman was just on a roll here. She was just doing her thing without her husband's consent. That's just crazy. That's why she was in debt. Then it continues on to say she owed $3.1 million, having an affair, wanted a divorce, and would be better if Eric Richins was dead. Of course it would be better if he was dead. And don't you know that she got a $2 million life insurance and signed it without his knowledge? I don't know about you guys. That's fraudulent. That's fraud. That's a separate case that's pending against her. Separate case. Okay. So she took a $2 million life insurance policy without without Eric consent, knowledge, and she forged his signature. Isn't that something? This is why I say, if you're going to get married, obviously you have to pick your partner. Okay, you got to make sure. But even though if you pick your partner and your partner is great, Christ-like or non-Christian, good person, you know what I mean? Have their head on their shoulder, come from a good family, a good job, whatever. You just never know with people. You really don't. People change. People change throughout the years or decades or whatever. Once you have a family, a job, and stuff like that, people change. And people start to turn and want to kill your significant other for money. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for money? And at the end of the day, who suffers at the end? Especially if you have children involved. Your children suffer. They lost their father. The mother is on trial. The mother is going to serve probably a lifetime of sentence in prison. Who end up winning? No one wins. The children suffer. And I just feel like, do these people really think about it before they go through? Like, did they really think about before they actually do harm on their significant other? Do they really think about the children? I'm going to say probably not. Because if they did think about the children, they wouldn't even do it. They may think about it, but don't act on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people, significant others get annoyed with their husband or their wife, and they want to like strangle them sometimes. And they get on our nerves, or you get on their nerves. But do we really act on it? Sometimes you just have to control your emotions and your impulse. But some people really follow through and actually do it. But then, like I said, do they really think about the children? No, they're selfish. They're selfish, and their motivation is financial money. And that's what happened to Kouri. Now, the medical examiner found that Eric had 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. 5. And you're wondering, just 35. Well, she was 35 at the time. How old is she now? Yeah, 35, 30, whatever. Where did she get the drugs? Well, apparently she got the drugs from her housekeeper, who her housekeeper was dealing with a drug dealer. Isn't that something? So she told the housekeeper, well, it's for my husband because he was, I'm trying to remember, he has pain on his back or something like that, so he needs it. When knowing, of course, the housekeeper wouldn't know if she was telling the truth or not. She just took her word for it and got the fentanyl from her drug dealer. Then she tried to poison him with the Moscow Mule drink, but that didn't work. So then she went back to her house. The housekeeper said, I need something more powerful, something more lethal to, that's what she wanted. Because the first time it didn't work because he survived. And then the second time when she tried to do it, then he was gone. Okay? It's just crazy. I just don't understand it. I'm sorry if things didn't work out with my husband, or we had a rough patch, and we have children involved. We don't have children right now. We will figure it out. We would try to be cordial, civil. We try to figure out. But I'm sorry, no man is worth my freedom. And I told my husband that. I'm sorry. I love my freedom. I love my life, and I'm not risking anything to kill you to go to prison. Okay? No, that's not happening. If you want, take the money, take all that. I can start all over. You know what I mean? I can bounce back. All I ask, and I told my husband, is just be present with our children. Just let's be co-parents. Let's just be civil. That's it. We don't have to have animosity. We don't have to go back and forth. We work it out. But I'm not going to kill you for what? If it doesn't work out, we go our separate ways. That's it. But I know a lot of people say it's not that simple, Cheryl. What if you have property and money and stuff like that, and then your husband or your wife is just driving you absolutely crazy? You just want to get rid of them. And I'm just going to tell you, you be the bigger person and you walk away and you figure it out and you get the best attorney that money can buy. I know attorneys are expensive. I get that. But you do what you have to do. And then if you do have children, I would say, if you do have children, look at your babies and look at them and say, is this worth taking their father or their mother out of the picture? And who suffered? You got to think about that. I know emotion runs high, and your emotions all over the place, and you just you don't know what to do because you're frustrated, you're angry. I get that. But at the end of the day, if you do have kids, think about the kids, because it affects the kids the long haul. It really does. They don't understand it now because they're young, but eventually they're going to ask questions like most children do, most kids, and it's going to affect them. So that's why I don't understand why this woman don't even think. But she didn't care because she was $3.1 million debt. She was having an affair. She signed up a life insurance, $2 million life insurance without her husband's consent. She was making moves, this woman. Okay? Making moves and trying to get rid of her husband. Because she knew that divorce was just not an option for her. Not an option. So I wanted to show you this footage of Kouri. I'm trying to remember what date was this, so I make sure I wrote this correctly. This is a interview of her promoting her children's book, okay, and this was a couple days after her husband just that she murdered her husband. I don't know how anyone can do this with a straight face, but I guess when you're a psychopath, psychopath, that you can fake it till you make it, and you can just have this persona to show the public or the people that you're grieving. But the best way to grieve is to write a children's book about grieving for your boys. Take a listen to this interview.
Can be a tricky subject. Joining us now is author of Are You With Me, Kouri Richins, to share her 3 C's to helping kids cope with grief. And Kouri, I want to start with your story. What happened in your personal life?
So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. So it's March 4th was a 1-year anniversary for us, and he was 39. It completely took us all by shock. And we have 3 little boys, 10, 9, and 6. And, my kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year, and, hoping that it can kind of help other kids.
Pause. My thing is, why write a book? You can't go to therapy. You can't go. She's Mormon, for goodness sake. You couldn't speak to one of your bishop from your church with your boys. Why write a book? Is it because she needed money, because she knew that she was in debt? I don't understand this. And I know with the Mormon church, because I went to Mormon church. They're the nicest people that you could ever meet. Okay, the nicest, kindest people. Okay, they would have helped her and her children. Write a book. That makes no sense to me. Especially allegedly that you killed your husband. Why write a book? Makes no sense to me. She could have easily went to go see a therapist for her 3 boys. Again, talk to a bishop about her grieving with her boys. But no, instead she wrote a children's book about grieving after she just allegedly poisoned her husband with fentanyl. Get serious.
Deal with this and kind of, find happiness some way or another.
And to make sense and process, I'm sure. And I'm sure you felt that going through and trying to explain it and articulate it for you and your boys.
Yes, exactly. And so I've done, I'm new to all of this, so kind of doing research and reading books and things to try and understand, not only how to grieve as a widow, as a wife, but also, with my kids, how to help them understand what just happened. And what I have kind of found is, as I mentioned, it's kind of the 3 C's is how I visualize it. And it's, connection, continuity, and care. And it's, making sure connection is the major one, and making sure that their spirit is always alive in your home, and memories are always brought up, and doing things that your loved ones love to do, whether it's riding bikes or their favorite dinner, and just constantly, talking about them.
And Kouri, do you mention at dinner, here's Dad, or Dad would like this meal, or Dad would, let's bring Dad on a bike ride?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, explaining to my kid, just because he's not present here with us physically, that doesn't mean his presence isn't here with us, and he's doing these things with us. And he's, here for birthdays, and he's here for Christmas, and, and it's just comforting to them to know that, they're not living this life alone. Like, Dad is still here, it's just in a different way, a different version.
Well, I opened up your book, and one of the first pages I saw is a little boy. It looks like he's standing in a hallway at school, and he's saying, "Are you still here?"
Yes, yeah, and it's, and that was like the first day of school, and, all the nerves that kids face on the first day of school with new, and just hoping, Dad, like, walk with me, like, help me get through today, like, give me the
Let me tell you something. She was trying to promote this, okay? She was trying to promote this to make money. You think she gave a damn about her 3 boys, about the grieving process? Girl, bye. What a joke. I'm sorry, okay? It's just utterly disgusting to me that she would do this to promote money so she can pay off her debt, what she owed, just to promote a children's book about grieving, when she could have done it closed doors, privately. But she didn't do that. She knew exactly what she was doing. That's why I'm not falling for this nonsense. Anyway, take a listen to Good Morning America of them talking about Kouri Richardson. Take a listen.
Of the Utah mom accused of killing her husband, then writing a children's book about grief. Kouri Richins denies she gave her husband, Eric, a fatal dose of fentanyl 4 years ago. Well, on Thursday, Richins' friend and neighbor testified about a conversation they had.
She talked about how she was feeling trapped.
Kouri Richins' neighbor and friend Becky Lloyd told jurors on Thursday she was wrapping Christmas presents with Richins in 2021 when the conversation turned to Richins' troubled marriage after a fight with her husband, Eric.
She was worried about her kids. She was worried that she was going to lose them.
That's when Lloyd said Richins told her this.
She said that in many ways it would be better if he were dead.
See, pause. She's stupid. Well, why would you say that to somebody? Listen, that's the thing I don't understand, people. If she had any inkling when she did it already, allegedly, if you had any inkling that you was going to harm your husband, why would you tell your neighbor? You would keep that to yourself, right? So they didn't want to use that against you, just in case if you get caught, okay? If she had it in her mind to get rid of her husband, I don't think I would have shared that information with anyone. I think I would be a mute. I wouldn't even say anything. I would just play it off. You get what I'm saying? That things are okay. Yes, we do get falling outs. Yes, we get arguments. It's, like I said, no marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. Marriage is hard. It's hard. It's all about communication and trust and doing the work. No marriage is perfect. None. Unless you're Erica Kirk. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no marriage is perfect. But what I'm saying is, she's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, if you knew that you was going to do that, you shouldn't share that information with your neighbors, because look what happened. Now you're on trial for allegedly murdering your husband and giving him fentanyl. I just don't understand this. Anyway.
What was the tone of Kouri's voice during that conversation?
It was serious.
The defense pushed back,
I swear she said it, but I...
playing an interview recording in which Lloyd said she was only 90% sure about that comment.
If you put me on the stand, I would not be confident enough to actually truly know if she said it.
But on the stand, Lloyd stood by her memory.
I know that happened.
Prosecutors also questioned Richins' childhood friend Allie Staking about the incident behind the attempted murder charge.
Did there come a time when you, Kouri Richins, Eric Richins, and maybe others were having a conversation about Eric Richins becoming ill on Valentine's Day?
Yes.
That's when the prosecution alleges Kouri Richins first tried to poison her husband with fentanyl in a sandwich. He got sick but survived.
Oh, so she poisoned him the first time with the sandwich. Okay. And then the second time, it was the Moscow Mule cocktail that she gave him. Okay, and that's when she gave him the 5 times of the fentanyl, and that's when he died. Okay, so the first time was a sandwich. Sorry, I thought it was a drink the first time, and then the sandwich, so I just had it backwards. So it was the sandwich first, attempted to kill him. It didn't work. She wanted something more powerful, like I said. That's when she went to her housekeeper and told the housekeeper, can you get something stronger? I need something stronger for Eric's back. Not knowing that she was going to end this man's life.
He said that he thought that Kouri had tried to poison him.
See, he thought. If you have any gut feeling that your wife or husband's going to do something to harm you, wouldn't you just leave or investigate or have one eye open? Again, he knew. And again, I'm not blaming Eric, obviously. Maybe he just thought it was crazy and he just put it behind his mind. He didn't think anything of it. But he told people. He told other people, like the woman just said, he told other people that he believed that his wife was trying to kill him, trying to poison him. He knew. Unfortunately, it was too late. And to me, this was all a plot from the beginning to get rid of him. Was it murder? I believe it was, because she had all the motives, which I'm going to read you the motives why she wanted to end her husband's life.
But it was more of a funny story. We were laughing at the story.
See, when it comes to something like that, I'm not going to laugh about it, okay? Maybe she was laughing about it just to throw her friends off, but that's something not to laugh about, okay? If someone has any inkling that your wife or your husband are trying to harm you, that's not a joking matter. That's a life life-threatening situation here, okay? You got to act on it now. See, I'm suspicious of everyone. See, that can't be me. But you never know. You never know. I can't say that, but I'm just very suspicious of everyone. I have my eyes wide open of everything. You get what I'm saying? If I had any inkling that my husband was trying to do something to me, I would just know. I just know, because you just know people's body language and how they act and stuff like that. I'd be sniffing everything. Like, no, thank you. I reject it. I don't know. That's just me. I'm just crazy that way. Maybe that's the New York in me. I don't know, because I'm paranoid of everything and people too. That you can't trust people. Sometimes you can't even trust your own spouse. Isn't that crazy? You should. Obviously, you should trust your spouse, but you just never know these days, because people end up killing their husband and their wife over what? Money. For money. At the end of the day, instead of walking away or custody battle. Now, let me read to you the motive that I believe that why she allegedly poisoned her husband. Financial motives to kill her husband, Eric. She did all of this for money. The state said that Kouri was in a major amount of debt, which I told you about. She owed more than $3 million. Kouri buying $2 million life insurance policy without Eric's knowledge. So this is all motive to me. If I was the lawyer, the prosecutor, excuse me, this is all motive. What else could it be? She told multiple people that her and her husband were not happy. They've been arguing back and forth. The woman had an affair. Like, it's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is with Eric, I believe that with the life insurance or some type of policy, he gave everything to his children. So he probably was one step ahead of her, thinking that she was going to get everything, because just like you said, he had an inkling, he had a feeling that his wife was poisoning him. Maybe he changed certain life insurance policy and gave everything for the children, for the boys, opposed to her. That's smart. This is why I said, and this is for people that are about to get married, and you don't tell your significant other you're getting life insurance. Why? I know that people are going to disagree with me. Sometimes it's to keep it to yourself. Because when you tell your significant other, oh, let's get a life insurance policy. Yeah, things are going to be great, but you never know, down 5 years, 10 years, a decade, they might try to kill you for your money. This is why it's super important. And again, you don't have to take my advice. It's not advice that I'm telling. I suggest not to say anything. Now, if your husband want to get a life insurance for you and him, that's fine. You know what? Even better. You can have life insurance together. But I'm just saying, have your life insurance separate without telling him. And I know you shouldn't keep secrets. Me, I had life insurance. I have life insurance before I met my husband. Okay? And I still do. And then, the company, they're no longer, then we had to switch. So long story short, I had to switch policies and have a whole different package. I can tell you this, and I'm very honest with you guys, my husband's not on the life insurance. He's not. The full beneficiary is my mother. Okay, my mother. And when we have children, it's going to be my children. Okay, just in case. I'm not saying my husband. You just never know. Not saying I don't trust my husband. I do. Hold on for a second. Apollo, don't do that. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, doesn't mean I don't trust my husband, but you just never know. So maybe later on in the near future, I will add him in. But right now, my mother is the beneficiary for now. And then when we have children, then my children. Because God forbid if something happens, I don't want him to remarry and find someone else and then he lives off with my money, with my kids. No, I don't know. I'm just paranoid. That's just a New York in me. But things can change. I can, later on down the road. What I'm saying is, it's up to you guys. I can't tell you what to do. Obviously you have to do what's best for you and your future husband or your wife. In my opinion, I don't recommend it. I think that you should just keep that to yourself. Obviously have one with your husband or your wife. That's fine, joint together. But if you're going to have one for yourself, you should have it separately without he or she knowing. That's just me. But again, obviously you have to do what's best for you. I'm doing what's best for me. And I stand by that. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. Do my husband know? I don't think so. To be honest with you, he don't. At first he was, and then I removed him because we had a big falling out. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't know we were going to make it, to be honest with you. To be fair, for the first, I believe, 3 or 4 years in our marriage, we had a big blowout, big fight. and I know this is off topic, I didn't know our marriage was going to make it, to be honest with you. So then I removed him from my my life insurance. But originally he was on it. Then I removed him because I had divorce papers and everything. It was bad. It was bad to the point that we was going to get a divorce. That's how bad it was. I had divorce papers and everything. That's how bad it was. And then I did change it back to my mother as the beneficiary. Since then, I have not changed it. Could I? Yes, I could. It's an easy phone call to call the guy who deals with my life insurance to add my husband in. But I choose, to be honest, not to. That's just me. I choose not to right now. Later on in the future, maybe. That's just me. Okay? So I'm not ashamed or embarrassed about it. That's just me for now. But I'm just saying, it's just crazy when people are motivated for money. They do anything to end your life. But anyway, take a look at this body cam footage of Kouri, the police officer talking to her, and how she explains when she found her husband so cold to the touch. And my thing is, did she rehearse this? I believe that she probably rehearsed this before she called 911. She looked at herself in the mirror, pretend some fake tears, acting, prompting, to look real, to look presentable. That's what people do. And to me, that's just sick and deranged. I don't know how anyone can do that, but people do it. I watch a lot of Dateline, true crime shows and stuff like that. It's just crazy and mind-boggling. People can actually just pretend and fake it and practice it, and it looks believable. But to me, when I watched that, it was all fake and gay. It looked very performative to me. But you guys can take a look to see for yourself if she's really acting the part. So take a listen.
For the first time, we're seeing dramatic body cam footage in the murder trial of Kouri Richins, the Utah mother of 3 accused of fatally poisoning her husband Eric with fentanyl and then self-publishing a children's book about grief after his death.
My husband's active. He didn't just die in his sleep. This is insane.
Transcripts had been released, but for the first time, a responding deputy's body cam video was played in court.
I just thought he was cold. It was cold in there, so I put the blanket on him. Yeah. But his body just felt like heavy.
Prosecutors allege Kouri spiked Eric's cocktail with a lethal dose of fentanyl 2 weeks after they allege she gave him a sandwich laced with fentanyl on Valentine's Day in a failed attempt to kill him, alleging she was in financial distress due to her realty company and was having an affair. Search warrants also allege Richins asked a handyman working on her properties for fentanyl weeks before Eric's death. Detectives say that man, who has since died in a car accident, shared copies of their texts. The document did not mention him obtaining the drugs, only that Richins asked him to. She's accused of securing a $100,000 life insurance policy for Eric weeks before his death with his forged signature. Kouri Richins has maintained her innocence, speaking out from jail in an audio recording.
The world hasn't heard the real facts of the case. What I've really done is protect Eric at all costs. What I really didn't do is murder my husband.
An autopsy found Eric Richins died from fentanyl intoxication, the level in his blood nearly 5 times the lethal dosage. The trial is scheduled to last up to 5 weeks.
So who poisoned him? That's what I'd like to know. If she didn't do it, who did it then? He poisoned himself? He poisoned himself with some sandwiches? So he just took some fentanyl 5 times just to end his life, to no longer be with his boys? Who did it? A drug overdose? She'd probably say that, pin it on that. Or he had some back issues and stuff like that. What is it? Anyway, it's just crazy to me. But anyway, take a listen to another, this is another part 1 of the body cam of Kouri reacting to when she found her husband, Eric, dead in their bedroom, cold to the touch, like she said. Take a listen.
So what happened today?
He was just fine. We were fine.
When you say we were fine, what time did you see him when he was alert?
We had a drink together at 9 to celebrate something at work tomorrow.
Okay.
We went to bed. I went to bed with my kids. He went to bed in our bed.
What time did you guys go to bed?
9:30.
9:30? Okay.
9:45.
And then what alerted you to him today, right now?
When I just woke up, when I sleep with my kids, I always wake up and I go back in my own bed.
Mm-hmm.
I just crawled over on his side.
And he was laying in bed? Okay.
He was on his back on the bed, and I just...
Okay. And he was on, you said he was on his back? Okay. Where are your children now?
asleep in that room 2 or away.
Look at this. I'm sorry. This is just performance. She prepared this. She prepared this before she called 911. Before a police officer came to her house. Okay, she performed this in the mirror or in a closet or somewhere. It just looked performative to me. Okay, she doesn't look like to me, and people might think I'm insensitive here, but this looks fake and gay. Okay, it doesn't look like she's real. Where's the tears? I don't know. Maybe people would grieve differently. I'm sorry. If my husband or someone that I love just died, I'd be all over the place. I could not even make a full sentence. Okay, I'd be on the floor, crying, screaming. I'd be outraged. Okay, but I guess everyone deals with grief or shock differently. But this doesn't look like it to me. This looked like this was planned. Allegedly, this was performance. To me, this is acting. Acting. Let's continue on. What just happened here? Sorry, you guys. Let me just bring this back. There you go. Okay.
Wake with their ear to the door. I don't want them to come out. Please somebody come out.
Where are the other two at that are awake?
No, my bedroom.
And where's that at?
Right there, first one to your left.
Okay. Is there any family members we can call right now?
Yeah, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom so bad.
Okay.
I think I don't know. 911's still on the phone. They got me. I don't know.
Here. Okay.
I call my mom.
Yep. I'll give you a phone right now. Okay.
I need to call his dad. He's gonna be okay, right? Like I got in bed and then I just got.
Yeah, they're doing their best. Okay, ma'am. Here, you can use my phone. Does he have any medical conditions or anything like that?
He has Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease?
But nothing major. Like,
Okay. So no heart problems or anything like that?
no, he just said his chest was hurting when he went to bed, but that's, not.
Yeah, happy to allegedly poison
He doesn't
him.
drink enough water, when he gets on the bike downstairs. I don't know, it didn't. And then he just said he was really tired because he got.
Then it continues to this, you guys.
Right there, first one to your left.
Okay. Is there any family members we can call right now?
Yeah, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom so bad.
Okay.
I think I don't know. 911's still on the phone. They got me. I don't know.
Here. Okay.
I call my mom.
Yep. I'll give you a phone right now. Okay.
I need to call his dad. He's gonna be okay, right? Like I got in bed and then I just got.
Yeah, they're
Sorry, you guys. This is just the end part. My bad. Let me show you this one.
and everything like that. Okay. Our medical examiner is going to come and do their investigation real quick, and then also our detective, just to make sure that everything's documented, correctly. And then from there, they'll explain to you what's going to happen. Most likely, what I'm thinking, because he has no serious health problems or anything like that. His age, most likely, they're going to take his body to the
Oh my God.
medical examiner's office just to make sure that there wasn't anything else.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me right now?
No. He had allergy shots yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what she was saying.
Last night when I was here.
What kind of allergy shots? Do you know?
He gets weekly shots.
Him and his boy get weekly shots.
So they're both just really good.
Like seasonal allergies?
Yeah.
Okay. Seasonal. And where was that at?
Park City.
Park City.
Family Medical?
No. Jeremy Ranch, Granger Medical.
Green Tree, okay.
Oh, God.
I did. They're all watching TV. I said, you guys gotta go back to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Cam?
Yeah. Need to go over there and the salary board to get the van keys.
Okay.
So, is this here with you?
Yep.
We don't know. We went to bed.
So the other woman in the background, that's Eric's sister. So she's freaking out and asking Kouri what happened, just to give you an idea of what's happening.
Clay's here. He's gonna help. Where are my boys?
The kids are in there.
This is his sister. Where's my brother?
He's in this room.
No. Do I see my brother? Can't see baby.
Corey, is there a way we could relocate your boys upstairs?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I'll tell her now. What? Thank you. Come on. Come on. Come on. See you. Mom, come on. Come on. Mom, they want all the kids upstairs. I love you so much.
So the sister's calling her parents and letting her mom know what happened to her brother on that night. Eric was 39 years old, father of 3 little boys, 9 years of marriage, Kouri, and it ended badly, it ended his life because this woman had to take him out, allegedly. And obviously she's, the trial it's going, and I don't know how it's going to pan out, how it's going to look. To me, this reminds me of the Cassie trial. I can't remember with the woman who allegedly killed her daughter. Can't remember the name. It was so long ago. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Will she get off? Will they convict her? That's to be determined. Was it murder? In my opinion, I believe it was, because she had the motive to get rid of her husband. The means, the affair, even though she had an affair, it doesn't lead to murder, but she had all these other things that she did. Not the first time she poisoned him, but the second time, but it was lethal, 5 times, and then he's dead. Killed him on Valentine's Day. Jeez. Got life insurance without his knowledge, forged. So there's a lot of motives, and I read to you why she would end her husband's life, allegedly. And I just hope and pray that if it was all worth it for her. If it was. I hope and pray she doesn't get off. I hope and pray that the juries convict her. Guilty. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, obviously. In my opinion, I believe she did it. In my opinion, I believe she killed she poisoned her husband because there's a lot of motive behind it, and it's not looking good. Why write a children's book? 2, why got a life insurance without your husband's knowledge? Plus, you were $3 million in debt. You wasn't happy. You told multiple people that. You tried to attempt to murder your husband the first time when it didn't work. You have the housekeeper testifying against you, your ex-lover too, the sister. Doesn't look good for Kouri. But again, things can happen in the courtroom. Things can turn innocent or guilty. Luckily the 3 boys are with the sister, thank God. And it's just crazy. Like, I have to say, at the end of the day, is it worth it? Is it worth taking another person's life because you motivated of money when you can just easily just walk away or try to figure it out like grown-ups, adults, because no one deserves to get killed or murdered because you're unhappy in a marriage. There's other options when it comes to if you're not happy in the marriage. Walk away, get a divorce, live separate lives, and that's it. But to murder somebody because you just want to, because it's the best rational decision for you, to me is absolutely evil, despicable, and at the end of the day, the children suffer. And to me, Kouri did not even think about her children. She didn't even think about her husband because allegedly she ended her husband's life. That's all I have to say about that, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this was murder? Do you think that she plotted this whole thing to get rid of her husband so she can have the money, the kids, the house, everything, and just live her best life? What do you think? And let me know and drop it on the comment, please. And I just have to say thank you so much for watching. And I really appreciate each and one of you. And if you really like this channel, please support this channel, Rumble, and YouTube as well. You can definitely check me out there as well. I'll definitely be back on YouTube on Thursday because my timeout with YouTube will be over, because now we're finally going to make up, because we went through a breakup for 2 weeks and now we're going to make up now on Thursday. So I'll definitely be back on live on Thursday and Friday as well. So definitely check me out on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Take care. God bless. And I will see you guys on the next live.